Reindeer Games is an average film at best, but even if I wanted to recommend it, if you're in the UK, you're going to have a difficult time watching it because it is so quiet and the music is so loud. I watched this on Plex, which is the only place that I can find it in the UK at the moment. You can pay to rent it if you want on Amazon, but I certainly don't recommend it. But watching it on Plex, I'm going to give the film the benefit of the doubt and say that it's an issue with Plex rather than the film. I don't necessarily believe that's the case, but the dialogue is so quiet, and I have the volume up full on Plex, up full on my laptop, and I'm straining to hear. In most cases, a couple of scenes are okay, but in most cases, the dialogue is so quiet. And then we'll have a song coming on, and I feel deafened, and it's uncomfortable. It is unpleasant to watch. So, just as a viewing experience, it's really horrible. On Plex, if you've watched it on Amazon Prime, or anywhere else for that matter, please feel free to tell me that the audio is okay. But if you just want to watch it for free, you don't want to pay for it, it is on Plex, but it's really uncomfortable. The film itself is, as I said, it's pretty average. It took about half of the film for me to start liking the protagonist, but once I did, he was actually not a bad character. This is a character called Rayne, played by Kevin T. Stone, and before I forget, the film was released in 2020. It's directed by Karlton Clay, and it does follow Rayne, who at the start of the film has everything going for him. He has a girlfriend, everything is really happy. At the start of the film, he proposes to his girlfriend, and in a really stupid response, she says, yes, but not to you. And I just thought, don't ever say that to somebody when they propose to you. What a ridiculous thing to say. Obviously, it was done for the shock factor, but it was a very unbelievable response. I'd like to think nobody is that callous in real life. But after that, it's all about Rayne trying to pick up the pieces of what he now considers to be his broken life and then trying to focus on what's important. And against a slightly festive backdrop, I wouldn't say it's a very Christmassy film at all, and the events within the film are not that interesting. So Rayne becomes a likable protagonist eventually, but it's not a pleasant film. Some of the filming as well is not great. For the most part, it's okay, but every now and then we'll get a really awkward angle, a close up of somebody that's at a really unpleasant angle. And I don't mean unpleasant as in it makes them unpleasant, not at all. I just mean we're kind of looking at them at a strange angle, and it's not very well done at certain points. And the audio, as I said, is absolutely horrendous. It is so quiet for the dialogue, and then the music is probably not that loud, but because I've got my volume up full and I'm still straining to hear what's being said, the music then blasts, and it's really unpleasant. As I said, on that note, I will give the film the benefit of the doubt and say that it could be an issue with Plex, it could be an issue with the file that was uploaded, maybe on Prime, it's not too bad. And if anybody wants to confirm that, please feel free to do so. But obviously, I don't recommend paying to watch this, and at the moment, at the time of filming, the only other place it's available in the UK is on Plex, so I don't recommend it, I can't recommend it. It's not a good narrative. The audio on Plex, at least, is terrible. Rayne is a likeable protagonist eventually. The performance is not too bad. There are some wooden performances in the film, but certainly not with our protagonist. And the narrative is kind of dull and not very Christmassy. So all things considered, I do not recommend Reindeer Games.